Esta llamada se está grabando.
Good afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity for doing this presentation. And well, let's start with a short presentation about invasive species. I'll try to focus in the urban environment, but we have a lot of problems that can be provoked by this kind of species into the forest that can arrive to the urban environment and vice versa. So it's a bit difficult to do the difference, but between one and the other kind of environment. And if you can imagine that everything is linked, so easily you can see that it's no difference between the problems that we can have in a park with pine trees, or in a forest with pine trees affected by the nematode of the pine that is killing thousands of pines here in Spain, for example. Well, let's start with a presentation I've prepared for you. So I hope my English level is enough for you, and I hope that presentation is clear. I'm going to focus on some of the contents we're using here in the EFA La Malvesía, in the particular case of the items I'm giving to my students. Let's start with it. Let's start presentation. So 1 second, trying to share with you. 1 second. Please. Okay, let's go. So invasive species. You see, it's nice, isn't it? It's one of the most aggressive invasive species. Let's see how it manages with the golden jackal, which has just arrived into the north of Spain. Well, in fact, it's been recorded in Zaragoza after passing by all the Eastern Europe from the mid-Asia. It has just arrived. So we've got one which has been expanded by itself, who's going to fight with that one, which is American and has been introduced by men. Well, first of all, we have to define what's an invasive species. Okay, what does it? Why is dangerous or harmful? Is it really so bad? How are they regulated in the European Union? Fines, penalties? Yes. And what can we do to deal with them? I'm trying to go fast, so we can check everything. Well, what's an invasive species? A priori, what's an invader? Someone that comes from abroad. Of course, with a negative connotation. Otherwise, we say, a guest, isn't it? It's something that makes some pain. It's harmful. It's arrived without being inspected, and we can't tell him, "Hey, go out." It's not so easy. Usually, we're not able to eradicate, or we have to invest. We'll see an example later. We have to invest a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort to eradicate it. We say eradicate and not to say go out, okay? Because they don't want to go out. Well, here you have got a painting from Thomas Cole, The Course of Empire. It speaks about the Roman Empire and the invasion by the barbarians. What does it's an invasion? Okay, we see fire, we see people dying, people hitting other ones, a disaster, isn't it? That's what we think about an invasion, isn't it? but what's that? That's in the south of Spain, okay, in Algeciras. And those are Vietnamese pigs. We're going to check here. Okay, we want to see a video. It's a family of Vietnamese pigs walking in the middle of the street. It's not a joke. It's a serious. Okay, it's not a joke. It's a serious journal. You can see it. Let's see about the. You see the animals are protecting they're passing by the right way, and they're protecting all the small ones. See, let's see. Okay, those are not the usual pigs in Spain in the forest. Okay, they're not the Scrofa. They're the Vietnamese one. They were brought here as a pet. You remember when George Clooney was, I've got a small pig in my house. Okay, that's a consequence. Well, so what's that? Well, to give a definition, it's a kind of species that is not in the environment. It arrives to it with a high capacity to cause damage. Okay, it's very, very adaptable. And in fact, usually they don't have predators able to control them. Okay, it has a great dispersion capacity. Sorry by the accent. And once established, it's very difficult to be eradicated. Okay, sorry for the mistakes, the type of mistakes. Well, so what really they do? Why is such a species so dangerous or harmful? It's really so bad. Well, it's not only that they damage other species in the ecosystem. They can transmit diseases. We'll see later. They can be here on the same way they're transmitting diseases, and they're expanding without control in many cases, and it's very, very, very due to the very high capacity of that adaptation. They can proliferate so much that they can even kill the local animals or plants or other living things. Here on left, we've got a bird. Here we've got a crab. Okay, the Chesapeake crab, the American one. This came as a pet. This came into the vessel's water for load. Okay, and it was and they established here in the Mediterranean. And it's so nice that he can be in salty and sweet salty water, like in some ambience. I'm going to check you right now. So it's very, very adaptable to the final part of the rivers. And here we've got some plants. Okay, Cortaderia Joane in the north of Spain. This is Avilés. This is the Niemeyer Center. So it's very close to the city. This was in a natural park in El Palmar in Valencia. I'm going to tell you, and this picture is mine. I took it in the we can see the border of the city of Valencia. This Kramer parakeet was photographed here, but they got immense colonies in all the big towns in Spain. This one was fished more or less in that place. This is a lagoon, okay, with entrance of water from the inland and from the sea. It's mixed. So it's a natural park. All that, it's a natural park. Those are rice fields with other crabs also, the red ones from the rivers. here in all that area is infested with them. But this is a new, well, it's a new boy in town. Okay, so you can imagine that it's a very high pressure for such delicate ecosystem with a big mid-sized city, but with a 2.5 million people living around it. Okay. So here we've got some news also. That's a pipe with another invasive. You can see it's impossible to pass the wall, the small shells, okay, in collapsing, it's impossible that can pass any water. Oh, sorry, I wanted to show you if possible. Why not? Oh, it's fairly. Sorry. Well, it was the Guadiana River. Okay, this is the city of Merida. I thought the video link. Well, in 15 years, we have spent, in 15 years, we have spent more than 50 million euros in order to put the river clean of that. Finally, it has been an actuation linked with the Portuguese authorities, because the river is between Spain and Portugal, and it has involved also the army in order to clean the military unit of emergencies in order to finish that invasion. Okay, so you can imagine that it's not a joke. It's something very, 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 very dangerous because it started as most of those things start due to an aquarium that was how to say, perhaps it was an accident, or perhaps someone said, "Oh, it's a very nice plant. I'm going to put it into the river, so it'd be nicer." We don't know. We don't exactly know. Okay, and this was brought by the vessels, that the small boats that come to fish into the Ebro river, and they came from Germany and the east of Europe, southeast of Europe. So where it's placed, it brings into they bring that into the larva on the shield of the small boats. Okay, so something that has been perhaps an accident or not, we're not sure. Here, what we've got the black rat. Okay, it's something something interesting. It's an article from the last year in a journalist newspaper here in Spain. But well, I've taken some things that are interesting. Do you know the black rat? Isn't it? It's not. Well, it's nice here. The National Geographic picture is nice. Here it's not so nice. Okay, so why must I underline that? Because there's something that an international study said that well, the exotic invasive species are the key in the extinction of the 60% of animals and plants. Okay, so the annual cost of that of the invasion of the 37,000 exotic species all around the planet can be estimated in 392,000 million euros per year. Okay, the cost. Something to think about it. Here, well, it's okay. What I told you, that's per year, and every decade this cost is quadruplicated since the 70s. Globalization has also these problems, not only nice things, Also, we can find that programs. If you see the programs on TV for control, airport control, passports, and all that, this kind of programs, you can see that there is a lot of people doing illegal traffic of birds or small animals. Usually, they don't speak about the plants, okay? But we'll see. So here we've got the Florida turtle, the Tachemis cryptelegans. It was something that was the typical present when during the 80s, the 90s. Typical present for the fairs and for the small kids. Oh, here you've got a small turtle. Well, the problem is that they can be such size or bigger. Okay, and in Madrid they did a garden into an ancient railway station in Atocha, the center of Madrid. There was a small place with some water. I don't want to say a lagoon, not enough big. But it was a pool in the middle of the tropical garden, and someone put there some. Usually, when you've got a small one like this, it's nice, so nice. But when it's like that, okay, I don't have enough with a plastic dish. Okay, I have to put something bigger. But when it reaches that size, what can you do? Or you kill it. That's not normal. I have to put it away, throw it away on a river, so they can live happily and all that. Well, that's a problem because it has been it has been the killing the turtles we've got here. They're killing a lot of. They have aggression into the local use leather against the local reptiles, and not only that. Well, we've got the bullfrog, okay, from America. It's also found the Myopsita monachus. You've seen the green one, and we've got also the Kramer ones, white ones, and the gray ones, and also the Prussian procolor, and the Neobison bison. Okay, those farms, the Neobison bison, we've got the European one. Those were established in order to do the coats, okay, the coats, jackets, and all that. But most of the animals that are in nature are not by accident. They have been due to attacks from the animalists that have. I don't want to say set into freedom because they were breeded into farms, but they said no. They've broken the jail and animals are free. Well, but the problem is that it's an American species and it's invasive and it's killing the natural ones we've got here and other mustelids and all that. Okay. More things important. Well, some what I told you. The another crowd was the Programa clarkii. It had also a fungi, so we had an infection that killed our river crabs, and it's not only one but two by the price of one. And we also have the Vespa velutina that is going. Is colonizing here in Spain. Is colonizing the country from the north. It's arriving also to Castellón. We'll see. We've got also the mosquito and all that. And here we've got last year we had more than 200 species in the ministry. Well, I'm not going to do a lot of that about that, but well, about the black rat, okay, Ratus ratus. Well, it's the third invasive species in the world. Well, I wanted to tell you here the most. I wanted to tell you here three things. The most invasive species in the world is the one we have seen here, okay? camalote, jacinto de agua. Okay, is the find the name. I'll find it later. Don't worry. It's even killing the Victoria Lake, the Great Lakes in Africa. We've got also the second one is a Lantana camara. We'll see later. Okay, the second one is a bush that colonizes everything, and the third one is the black rat. Okay, we've got it now in the big cities in Spain also, and it's transmitting a lot of diseases. As you know, that what's okay here you've got it. It's well, it's something that that has been transported into the chariots, the past, into the vessels, and all that. Okay, I'm not going to be more about that, but here you can find it in Madrid 5 years ago. Okay, you were saying that the new inhabitant in the Madrid streets. Here you've got the point where it is established in Spain, all Spain. Okay, not only in the peninsula and big islands, also in the north of Africa, Ceuta, Melilla, and Chafaninas, and all places where the vessels have arrived in the past. It has been established, as you can see, it's very close to the big ports. They're always there. Okay, you're saying. Well, let's recap. What's an invasive species? In my courses here, I use a poster made by a garden association and the regional administration. I'm going to. Okay, it's opening. Okay. It was in order to do so people could see the gardeners and landscaping people and garden centers could check what's an invasive species, what do they do, what's the normative. Here we've got 3 different normatives: the European one on top, the Spanish one, the lower level, and the lowest one, the regional regulation. European one is for everybody in Europe. National one only for the affected countries, and regional, in the case it exists as in Spain, it's only for that area. I'm going to focus later, but if you need more information, I can tell you. I don't want to be here a lot of time, spend a lot of time here, because we've got several things. Well, all the normatives say more or less the same, that these kind of species are species exotics, introduced or established, or that can have been demonstrated that can be a threat for the biodiversity and the ecosystems, and they have an aggressive or behavior against the local life or environment, or can be a source of genetic pollution. Sorry. So that pollution can be due to hybridization, for example, with the pigs from Vietnam and the savage pigs we've got here in Europe, for example. So well, I don't want to spend more time on that. Why is dangerous? Because what do? They can alter, in some cases, very, very deeply the ecosystems, modifying its structure, composition about species, and functional and the normal behavior between them. Okay, the links between the different species, the behavior, okay, and the services that they give to the society. If we have got a river or a swamp in order to do some rowing, and we've got that plants, we can row. It's easy. So how are they regulated in the European Union? We've got some regulations, European regulations. Here you've got some of them, okay, and it's derivated. That's the Real Decreto, okay. It's a rule. It's similar to a law. It's a how to say it, a legal word, okay, for Spain in general and for the Canary Islands due to its particularity. And we've got another orders or instructions below. And here for our community, we've got that decree for the regional government and an order from one of the parts of the government. Okay, I'm not going to tell you a lot about that. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that you've got from the 14, it's over all Europe, a regulation about prevention and management of introduction and propagation of the invasive exotic species. After that, we've got an executive regulation in which we've got a list of species, a definitive list that are worrying for the European Union. After that, its list has been updated. After that, they do another updating, and they updating. And unfortunately, when they update, is to increase the list. Those are the definitions, but as a short, well, an exotic species is something about animal, plant, fungi, or microorganism introduced out of its natural distribution. It's any part, genetic part, seed, okay, or hybrid variety or race that can survive and it can be reproduced. An exotic invasive species is one of them that can be demonstrated be a threat for our, because it can have negative effects about the biodiversity and the associated services from the ecosystems. And one of them, but worrying for the Union, is the same, but the effects can be so damageful for the European Union that is special. This is the top 10, okay? The first time they were 10, in fact. And we can have the same definition, but only for one state in the European Union, same, but only for them, not for the rest of the Europe. And here, for as an example, in very short, I'm not going to tell you. Here we've got a list, okay? Seeds, eggs, Corvus splendens, okay? That's a bird. Seeds of Echornia calcipes, okay, a plant. More or less, Ludvigia grandiflora, seeds, okay? Myocastor coipus. We've got our normal ones and our castor here. Well, I don't want to read all of them, but the fact is that we had some of them, and 2 years after that being adopted the list, they had to include all that seeds. So plants, okay, and impatiens. So Penicetum cetaceum, okay. Pay attention for the grass, for the gardens. It was very used, okay. Eggs. Another one, okay. It was 3 years later. Acacia saligna, Acacia cyanophila. Lots of them, Okay, lots of them here. Seeds, eggs, seeds. Okay. Something interesting here. Lepomis gibosus. Eggs from fishes. Aquariums have been a lot of doors open to invasive species, not only for fishes, but also for plants and for algae. Okay, some of them, in very short. Okay, here in plants, only plants, for plants, that it's forbidden introducing them, transporting them, introducing them into the market, using them, exchanging them with others, or set them free in the environment. Acacia saligna, Ailanthus altissima, you see here, you know what it is, isn't it? Which plant is? It's in the lot of the sides of the roads. Cortadilla jubata, and Pernicetum cetaceum. Okay, Acacia saligna, you know it. Also, this is the flowering. This is the flowering of Ailanthus. So I took this picture before coming to lunch to the school. So a village here. That's into the railway. Okay, to the railway facilities. Here is for the railway. Okay, here is the light and all that. Those are the trees. They cut them almost every year, but it's public, and they've got here and here and here all the railway side, lots of them. This is an invasive. It's compulsory to eradicate them. Compulsory to tell the authorities. Okay, in Spain, you are in Romania. You will have your own regulation. In France, is similar. We've got a catalog, Spanish catalog of invasive. Same definitions. I'm not going to be long on that. Well, there is one word: eradication. It's a process to eliminate, that tends to eliminate the full population of that species. Okay, that's interesting. When this one species is into the catalog, it's not only forbidden the possession, transport, traffic, and commerce of living exemplars or rests or propagules, or the parts of the plants that can be can do another plant. Okay, that could survive or reproduce, including the external commerce, the out of Spanish ways to commerce, not only in the European Union, but also with the with third countries. Here we've got open borders, but if you're into the catalog, it can be allowed in Holland, and here it can be forbidden. I remember a case that was Tradescantia fluminensis, a plant is allowed in Holland, it's forbidden in Spain. It was located here, and they had a penalty in the place where they were selling it. Okay, and also for the hybrids. Okay, and pets. So they consider it like them. Here you can have, for example, the Caulerpa taxifolia. It was an algae that was in the Monaco aquarium. It was by accident. It escaped to the sea. Now we've got it doing tourism in the Mediterranean. Some year it will arrive also to the Black Sea because it's not easy to control it. You can eradicate a colony in a place, but it goes so fast, and with the warming of the water in the sea, it's natural temperature. Okay, it's a tropical organism. Well, one of them, and I'm not. As I tell you, this starts in cities, and it goes towards the Okay, it goes towards the forest, and in this case to the sea. Okay, here we've got in Spain we've got that catalog, and every country has its catalogs and its rules. So you can check here all the regulation we've got in Spain, full catalog, and also the taxonomy groups. Okay, so as an example, we can see let's see the mammals. You can see all the information. Where is it? When there is an autonomic regulation, it's also told. And here we've got. Oh no, that's not the way. That here. No, sorry, here. Here you got the picture and how did they enter? Well, by conscious put consciously in the environment some scapes, or well, thrown away in the examples in captivity. Once it's established, it's almost impossible to be eradicated. The problem is that they don't not only transmit diseases, but also can be bite and all that. Well, that's was same for Canary Islands, okay, because they have got a very specific ecosystem, and so here, for example, here in all the Cylindropuntias are forbidden here in Valencia, but one species only in the Canary Islands. Okay, we'll see later. That's at national level, okay, but they can't be introduced even being in transit. In general, in Spain, in general, we've got some here. I put some plants, but you almost know them. Some acacias, the agave americana. Okay, it's forbidden. Carpobrotus edulis. It has been eradicated in most of places, but in some other places it's still there, and even in public gardens, and even it's the city councils that maintain it when they should eradicate them. Cortaderia, Tradescantia, okay, Opuntias. And here in our community, we've got a regulation that was modified 5 years later. It's the same thing. We've got some exceptions that in some places in the second annex, they can be planted in forestry, in middle of forests, okay, or in humid lands, but it will not affect gardens or nurseries close or by these areas, okay, or even into those forestal areas, but they must be sure that those exemplars will not propagate out of its limits. It's same thing, okay? It can be exchanged, sold, and all that. On the first annex, we've got this. Don't forget, this regulation is precedent to the national, which was precedent to the European. The newest is the European one. So here we've got 2 Penicetum, okay, 2 grasses, Salvinia, Aegeria, okay, that are plants, animals, okay, the zebra shell, the Synapolymorpha, all the real exotic crabs, okay? So easy. Some fishes, that one, those come from Central Europe. for fishing, for sport, was intentionally put them, and the Silurus gland is also put into the rivers. Same as percasol, lucioperca, sandelucioperca, or gambusia. Gambusia forced to control the mosquito for avoiding the paludism, and those ones for also for fishing. Some okay. Some of the birds. Sorry. Here we've got the Mustela bison, Prothean lotor. Okay, Ammotragus lervia. Prothean lotor is here all the time, and some turtles, Trachenes scripta. Okay, so some years later, they were before doing that. Those are the ones that could be, okay, were limited. Carpobrotus, as an example, could be in places, but they can't be propagated out of its limits if it's a garden or so. After that, we have the national and the European regulation that forgot Carpobrotus, so that's useless. It's forbidden by a priority law, okay? The Scantia, Yucca, okay? All that can be cultivated, but controlling that it's not out of the area. 5 years later, they did an updating. Here we got the Eichhornia crassipes. Do you remember the 50 million euros in the Guadiana River? Okay. But here we start find Acacia salina, Acacia cyanophila. After that was the Spanish, 2 years later, the Spanish regulation forbidding it. And 3 years later, so 5 years later of that regulation, the European one. Here we've got the same ones. And here there were, noted here, new species added to the second. You see, Banderita española. They couldn't be planted in ways of communication and all that. Okay. It must be always controlled. This was, well, 5 minutes after the other picture. You see the lantana. It's a roundabout close to here, and it's here starts the fields. Perhaps this plant is going to be included as an invasive in the next years. It's a program. It's a program because it's used widely in gardening. Well, okay. Fines, penalties, because I don't want to be, otherwise you're going to show me the red card. Well, we've got a law about plant health that the one that is breaking the rules or laws or regulations that we've talked about, apart from repair the damages, they must also pay some fines. Okay, depending on the damage. I'm not going to enter here more profoundly, more deeply, but when it's very, very, very dangerous, the problem, so it's muy grave, so it's even 2 million euros. And the autonomies, that's national Spanish level, and the autonomies can increase it. And that's only in the economic. From that, there is ecological damages, which is recorded as different regulation, and with imprisonment penalties and all that. Okay, what can we do? And with that part, we finish. First of all, notify the competent authorities. Here, we've got a problem with the hymenopters. Vespa crabro is an autochthon Okay, it's a wasp that we have got here, autochthon, but this is best for entalis, it's an invasive. So we're not entomologists. Well, not in my case, I don't know yours, sorry, but there are some differences that we can find and all that. Okay, without tell the authorities, hey, look, hey, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? When you enter, the governments have spent a lot of money on saying you can use that, you can fish with them, we can. Here you can find a lot of plants, some animals, okay. In the Danubian River, it's a fish from there, but not from here. Here it's invasive. Over there is an autochthon. Okay. Here the Kramer parakeet we got here, and the Argentinian one. Well, some of them. Exceptopelia de caucto. Well, that's from it has a few years. This is one of the cases that have been coming from freely from the forests in Asia. They have colonized the Mediterranean from the north because of due to different situations. But it has been the birds that have come by themselves. In these cases, we're talking about people that have bring it here into Europe or in this part of Europe, and it has been escaped or perhaps they have been set free in the Amiens. In this case, it was for hunting in some reserves, and in this case we talked about also. Okay, so let's finish with that. We're spending a lot of money because damages can be several. And for the turtles, it's a drama because our environment in this south of Europe so dry. These areas, these environments with water, humid rivers or small lagoons and all that, so delicate, so menaced, threatened by not only by drought but also with that invasives that every small change in the ambience can be lethal. You put something in that environment, it can be lethal for the local population of turtles or fishes or anything else. As an example, and we're finishing that. Okay, this is a new about for National Geographic. Also, Madrid is going to sacrifice 12,000 invasive cotorras from that menace the biodiversity and all that. Okay, they were saying that it was a risk, and well, something interesting for me. It was interesting to tell you that what's up. And here it's I don't know if it's okay. The publicity. 1 second. Yeah, you've got. They were hunting them. Okay, allowed. It was allowed to control them by the municipality. Park was closed, isn't it? It's not a joke. The park was closed. This park was closed this time, okay, because they were controlling them, hunting them. So someone entered and recorded it and all that. They hunting them. Okay, the nests of that animals can achieve the 300 kilograms. One fell down in a palm tree close to my home. It was not so big. And fortunately, nobody was passing by down of the palm tree. It's a program. And this is a case of exit in Australia. Okay. It was a cactus that was controlled with. Here you've got the insects. They were promoting this in order to finish it more than 100 years ago. Okay, you've got here Cylindropuntia. We've got that here in Europe also, and that was the larvae that were eating them. You can see it. Okay. And when you release the Cactoblastis, this is the image. It speaks by itself. And this was the poster I used to tell you, as I was involved of the poster. And it's free because it's from the local government and association. So you got here as a summary of everything. And that's all. Stop invasives, please. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that it hasn't been so long. Okay, and well, thank you very much again for your attention, for your patience, and for supporting my bad English. Well, thanks so much. Bye bye.